AI is changing the game because now it's possible for creators to make content in just a few hours when it used to take them a few days. And the ones who learn how to use it are going to be miles ahead of their competition. But the problem is that most tutorials on here show you some AI thumbnail designers that they never actually use. So you just end up wasting your time with random tools. That's why in this video, I'm going to keep it super simple and only show you the stuff I'm actually using to help clients book calls from YouTube. I'll walk you through how to use AI to script videos that turn people into buyers, how to get AI to come up with thumbnails and titles, and how to use it to find videos that people actually want to watch. Now, the first use is going to be script writing. See, most people spend 3, maybe even 4 hours writing a single script, and even then, it usually doesn't sound too great. But with AI, you can cut that down to 15 to 20 minute process and have it follow top tier script writing principles. However, it isn't as easy as just copy and pasting a prompt onto ChatGPT. Instead, you have to feed it the exact style, the structure, and feed it examples so it actually writes professionally. And here's how we're going to do it. So what you're going to need is some sort of creative brief. In our case, it's going to be like a strategy brief. I'll walk you through what I mean in a second. And then you're going to need an actual AI prompt, which again, I'm going to show you how to create in a second. And then you're going to need example scripts. Now, I'm not going to be able to give you example scripts, but if you have any of your own so it knows how to write like you, that's going to be the best case scenario. So for us, I'm going to show you this exact brief that I made for this video, and it's pretty simple. So we call it a YouTube strategy brief. We include the goal, in this case, something more top of funnel. We include like an outlier, not that we necessarily always give this to Claude, but kind of where we're basing the video off of. Then we're gonna have the actual title, and then we're gonna have an overview where we're breaking down the video topic, what we're gonna talk about. I personally just use an extension called Voice In on Chrome, and I just speak it out loud pretty much, and maybe just like throw in some bullets here and there. Then the actual stuff that's going to be strategy-wise is going to be the payoff, the stakes, the angle, the promise, the credibility, and the CTA. And if you're in the, the B2B world, this stuff isn't going to be crazy complex, but it's going to be able to just help the AI know how to actually write a script that helps you achieve the goals you're looking for. As for research, I'll always include research. In this case, it's just going to be a recent video that I did. And then the structure, I actually give it the exact structure, but just some brief understanding of like the sub pillars, not exactly what to write. So I personally use Claude when it comes to all of our like AI writing assistants, because I think Claude writes a little bit better than GPT, and it's a little bit easier to create project files. So in this case, we have the YouTube script writer. Now, what you're going to want to do is collect all of your best scripts, or most recent scripts at least, and upload them into this project base. What this is going to do, it's going to have AI like a little project file, so it can dig into those, analyze the style that you write in, and pretty much get a good understanding of what you want scripts to look like. In this case, I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 scripts in there. The more, the merrier, in my opinion. And then what you're going to want to do is actually give it a script writing prompt. So you can go ahead, you can copy what I have. I'm not saying it's going to be the best. What I did is I pretty much gave it my 12 scripts. So I gave Claude my 12 scripts, and then I said, create me a prompt based on these 12 scripts so I can replicate the exact thing. A little bit of back and forth, and then eventually I went through and came up with this. Now, like I said, I'm not going to read this aloud. If you want to, pause the video or put it on slow while I scroll through it, go for it. Now, when it comes to writing the actual script, it is extremely simple from here. So I go to here, I download the strategy brief, I download it as a PDF, I come back into Claude, exit out of that, I throw this into here, and I say, please turn this into a script. And we're gonna see what it cooks up from here. Now, this is gonna be exactly what it gave me. So with my prompt, I have it to, take a few steps to analyze the input, choose the script type, then actually like extract the style so it knows exactly how to write, and then it writes it out. And this is like the first try. I didn't like go back and forth with this at all. Like, this is the first go at it. In the past year, I've helped clients generate millions of views from organic content and book dozens of calls directly from YouTube. After testing every AI tool out there, I found 3 use cases that actually work to cut content creation time in half. But here's the thing. Most AI videos show you some garbage tools that generate terrible thumbnails you'll never use. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact AI workflows I use every single week to help clients make money from content. And I'm not just going to talk about them. I'm going to show you the prompts, the outputs. So I think this is like a great script. And as you can see, it's a little bit similar to the intro of this exact video because I think that it's solid. The why/what transition is pretty much going to be setting up this first teach section. You can read through that if you want, but once again, that's pretty solid. The actual teach section, these are going to be the areas that need the most work, in my opinion, when it comes to revisions. Stuff like this, like the show, open up Claude and show an example of a past script you've written. Okay, upload your style guide. Exactly. Drop your actual prompt in Claude and run it live. Like, this stuff is like really solid in my opinion, and you can see that spit out in maybe 30 to 60 seconds, like nothing too crazy. The only difficult part is having past scripts to write off of. Now, script writing is just one piece of the puzzle because you can write perfect scripts, but if you're not making the right videos, then you're never going to book any calls from the platform. And learning what works takes time. So if you want to shortcut the process and have us help you build a YouTube channel that books calls, you could schedule a call below. We've helped clients book dozens of calls from organic content, and we'll see if we can help you do the same. So if that's something you're interested in, you could book a call below. But either way, even with the best script, nobody's going to click on your video if the packaging sucks. And by packaging, I mean the title and thumbnail of the video. Because you can have the most valuable information in the world, but if your packaging sucks, then people are going to scroll right by it, which means all that time scripting goes to waste. Now, most people struggle with titles and thumbnails because they're trying to reinvent the wheel, but the best creators do the complete opposite. They're finding what works for other channels and then adapting them to their own videos. However, the problem is that spotting these patterns can be tough if you're not already spending hours on the platform. But now this becomes extremely easy by using AI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on a ChatGPT and show you the process I use. So essentially what we do is we use the outlier theory. I'm just going to use someone like Iman Ghazi because I know off the top of my head, and I'd spend a little bit of time, or I do spend a little bit of time going through these guys like weekly, daily, and seeing how I can apply their videos to our angles. But with ChatGPT, what you can do is go to a big creator like Iman Ghazi. Another good example is going to be Callaway, a little bit better for my niche. So yeah, this guy's a little bit more applicable to my niche. I'm going to sort by popular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot these titles and thumbnails, and I'm going to have ChatGPT actually analyze them. I'm going to give it a quick voice note, so I'll be back when it's done. So if you want to pause the video here, you can read through this, but it's super basic. I just pretty much just told it exactly what to do. Now, as you can see, ChatGPT starts to spit out some pretty solid frameworks. It's going to tell you the exact psychology behind it, the template of how to remake it, and then examples for my specific niche. Then it's going through, social media isn't hard, it's misunderstood, talking about why it works. And now what we're going to do is take this stuff and turn it into our own situation with our own niche. I'm just going to give it something simple and pretty much tell them like a little bit about the selling proposition of our offer, just so it knows like what to kind of make the video around. How to become a master of booking calls from YouTube. I don't love this first one, but it's also not super applicable. Like how to become a master storyteller. Like it pretty much would just be the same exact title if I wanted to replicate that, to be honest. Social media isn't hard. YouTube isn't saturated. It's misunderstood. I would just change that to YouTube isn't hard. It's misunderstood. The thumbnail concept, you with open hands, confused expression, YouTube analytics icons. I think that's pretty solid. Text, you're doing too much. What was his text? Yeah, I would definitely replicate something like that. How to create irresistible hooks, how to script videos that book calls. I would personally just do how to create irresistible hooks that book calls for YouTube. But you can tell like it's always not gonna be perfect, but the fact we have it build out the frameworks first, tell us why it works, it's gonna help a lot. How we booked, yeah, it's a credibility one, so it makes sense. But yeah, it's pretty much going to tell us, give us ideas. And like I said, it's not going to be exactly perfect every single time, but it's going to help you get way further along the process. But even with the best titles and thumbnails, you could still be attracting the complete wrong audience, because if you skip this one step, you're going to be left throwing videos into the ether and they're not going to be really reaching anyone. Because if you create videos without your ideal audience in mind, then you're not really creating videos for anyone at all. So in this section, I'm going to show you exactly how to do market research with AI instead of doing it all manually. This way you can map out your entire market, see exactly what they want to watch, and then create the videos to meet that demand. Because this is exactly how you book calls from the platform without getting millions of views. So the first thing you're going to need to do is actually build a creative brief so you can tell AI exactly what your target market is. So in this example, I said I need AI to help me come up with a creative brief template that I could use to give to AI so they know everything about me and my service, and it pretty much spits out something that's perfect. All I did is just made it a little bit shorter because it had a little bit of fluff in there, and I'm just going to go through and kind of talk to AI here and write out my exact creative brief. So what I did in this case is I actually just used pretty much number 1, number 2, and number 3. I didn't really dive into too much into number 4 and number 5. If you want to pause the video and read through what I have, but I'm just going to give that to AI right here. All I'm going to do is give it a simple prompt that says, based on this audience, what are their top 10 pain points ranked by urgency? Now, what this is going to give me is 10 different pain points, going from no consistent lead flow, unfilled calendars, content that doesn't convert, lack of brand authority. Like this is all really strong stuff. And then all I have to do is give it one last prompt to basically help me come up with some video ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to create 10 video ideas for each awareness stage addressing these pain points. And then I'm going to have it separated into top of funnel, middle funnel, and bottom of funnel. And then I pretty much told it to think as an advanced content marketer and know exactly what videos resonate with each level of awareness. This way I can speak to the exact part of their customer journey, pretty much just telling it all the good stuff so it knows exactly what to do. Now, as you can see, it has more broad stuff that's telling them what their problems are and pretty much educating them on the situation at hand, like why your content isn't booking you calls, the hidden reason your calendar dried up overnight, which I like, and something that's subtle that you probably won't even notice. Like this is going to be something around content. This is going to be something that can apply to everyone. Like the hidden reason your calendar dried up overnight. I think that's like actually a strong title. We would just want to put it within like an outlier framework. You don't have a lead problem, you have a positioning problem. I think that's pretty solid. Middle of funnel, YouTube versus TikTok. I would never do that. How to turn your YouTube channel into a 24/7 sales rep, which I actually think is great. Bottom of funnel, how we help coaches book 50 calls a month. Easy, the exact YouTube funnel. Yeah, these are really solid. And like, I wouldn't go with these titles exactly. So what I would do is I would hop back onto here. I would screenshot those. Then I'd be like, hey, how can we fit those ideas within those outlier titles? Because now what you're doing is you're taking proven concepts that actually help your audience depending on what stage of awareness they're in. You're putting them within a title that's already worked. So you're maximizing the amount of people that you can help with that video. So if there's 100,000 people who want to watch, a video like that, using that outlier framework is going to give you the best chance of actually reaching those 100,000 people. And essentially the whole goal of the funnel is to get people in through the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, and the bottom of funnel, and have them convert once they reach the bottom. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to work like that. And sometimes these videos are just going to help you perform better on other channels and, book more calls or even lower your CAC. But the thing is, that's exactly how AI is changing YouTube forever. And with these strategies, you should be able to create videos much faster than you are now. But creating more content alone doesn't always guarantee that you're going to book more calls. So if you want to see the full strategy we use to book calls from YouTube, you can watch this video, and I'll see you over there.